Because as long as they have it, they've got us behind the 8 ball.
Well, I haven't proposed that, although it sounds pretty tempting right now, particularly in this state. I'd love that. Certainly, I think lower rates, we talked about that, we've looked at that, and as we, right now, not being a declared candidate, but should I get in this race, that's something we'll take on in that growth category out there. I will say, as I mentioned before, though, 2 things. One, I think putting more money back in the hands of the hardworking taxpayers, which is your money to begin with, is a much better way to grow the economy than through government so-called stimulus, which has a much lower rate of return than it does if you and job creators and others have that money out there. But per your larger point, not just about taxes, but about the size and scope of the federal government. To me, it's part of the reason why, not just on education, but to me on a whole series of workforce investment dollars, transportation dollars, Medicaid and other social service programs. Part of the challenge that we have controlling our government, both in terms of its size and for the limited part that's left that should be under the government, to me, for example, defense. We don't do a very good job with the Department of Defense giving them the resources they need to protect us safely, and yet we spend all this money on all these other areas. I would either get rid of major portions of it or send the vast majority of it back to state, local governments, and ultimately to the taxpayers, because I think the closer you get to the people, the more you can hold your government accountable. You will live right here.